Okay, so hello everyone. Today is 6th August 2024, and this is the TAG ENV Sustainability APAC meeting. My name is Sayam Pathak, and I am currently working as Principal Developer Advocate at Loft Labs. I'm also founder of Cube Simplify and Build Safe and TAG ENV lead. So we started off this APAC meetings with um, the contributors from the APAC region, and also to increase the number of contributors in the APAC region with respect to the sustainability project and also other sustainability efforts within the CNCF ecosystem. We have successfully conducted a few meetings in the past, and the format is a bit different from what is followed in the regular meetings, because regular meetings follow Google Docs, but we follow the GitHub, which is kind of accessible in all the continents. This meeting is subject to CNCF Code of Conduct, which simply means be nice to each other. And then, yeah, so let's start with welcoming new members. Any new member today, attendees who want to kind of introduce themselves? Now is your time.
Hey, hi guys. I am Arvind from SET.
Hey, hi, Arvind. How are you?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Good, thank you, and thanks for joining. Is your first tag meeting?
Yeah, this is my first meeting.
Awesome. So yeah, so just to give you a gist of tag ENV, this is the tag sustainability, and this is the website, tag ENV website. So tag environment sustainability is basically what falls under the official CNCF umbrella and focuses on the sustainable efforts within the CNCF ecosystem. It hosts a few projects that you can view in the landscape across different areas and domains. Just like you have CNCF landscape, which has projects in different ecosystem like monitoring, infra, orchestration, runtime, and all that stuff. Similar to that, in the sustainability landscape, there are different projects in each ecosystem, like carbon emissions for the cloud. Then you have uh, this particular thing, specific sectors, and then you have for the data centers, what it looks like, and then you have for the methods, for the observability, what are some of the tools. And one of the tools in the observability ecosystem is Kepler, and we also are joined by a couple of Kepler maintainers as well. So yeah, that's a brief of what the sustainability does. Apart from this, there are a few projects within the sustainable ecosystem, the tag ENV sustainability. And these projects are, every project has a project lead. So there is tag, there are tag chairs, there are tag leads, and then there is projects, and each project is having its own project lead and a person from the tag lead or co-chair helping them out. So currently we have comms working group, which is responsible for communications. We have green reviews working group, which is pretty interesting working group that is focusing on the CNCF projects and how much emissions they have and stuff like that, improving the CI. And then there is Cloud Native Sustainability Week, which we are celebrating second week of October, but there are, like, here and there are dates in different parts of the world that this particular Cloud Native Sustainability Week will be kind of celebrated with number of events where we where there will be like presentations for the tag, presentations for the different projects, and if any implementations from the organizations that want to speak up about how they are implementing stuff. And then there is Project Skates best practices, kind of halted for quite some time now, I would say, because it's not going anywhere. So kind of we need to think how we want to take this further as blogs or as well, because the main idea was to write a white paper on Kubernetes best practices with respect to sustainable efforts. But this, I haven't seen this growing much because of, again, the issue is same. We have the ideas, we know what to do, but we have less number of contributors. Just a regular story of any other open source project. Then you have project Green Scraper for scraping. I think some of the stuff is already completed, which is one. Yeah, GitHub Actions workflow to implement this is done, and one is in tracking, which is the green scraper for automatic event list generation for the tag ENV website. So this particular thing is on track and is in action. I can put the link in the chat as well. All right. First things first, we have folks from China and we have folks who want to um, do the sustainability week meetup in China. So what's the current update? Sam, you want to share?
Yeah, so I'm busy with recent weeks to for this meetup, and we already post some message through CNCF local social media, and luckily we already have for some one of the volunteer here contract with me, and I also call for make through my personal network inside CNCF, make some call for to some local leaders, for example some Kevin who are going to host or say co-host for the KubeCon China, so, and also Case from Linux Foundation there. So I'm asking for their support, and if we can through local CNCF network to get more sponsor to make the meetups there. So this year, well, my plan for this year, different from last year. Maybe I should give some briefly in as what we have done in last year. So last year, because last year is the first time to host the sustainable meetup in China, and also maybe worldwide. We last year we focused on maybe capital project and some basic project to make around the software development or software runtime, some kind of life cycle there through maybe DevOps or some uh, system ops, some ES2 integration, some story like that. Also basic concept of sustainability to local audience through Red Hat community. So, but for this year, my plan is that as we call for sponsor widely, I hope there's some local CNCF member or people running sustainable related business locally here to give them a chance or say a stage to the worldwide community, introduce what they are doing, what kind of technicals they are using, or say the scenarios they have done, to do some communication. So if the last year keywords uh is what keywords is what I mean, what is sustainability is maybe our say sustainable software is last year's keyword. So this year's keyword, I hope in China is going to be communicate. Well, I know it's hard. Uh, and at meanwhile, because we are going to run a sustainable meetup in China after the global meetup, I also I want to maybe play the recording for maybe some worldwide topic, just to play the recording locally in China to share the best practice from globally introduce that kind of best practice to Chinese audience local. So I think, well, I make the design, some kind of design for the Sesame Week event, and I'm looking for the sponsor and volunteer. And then it's about the next topic here is about the size or say the scope for the meetup. So for last year, because we run around top, the topic around the software life cycle, so we have about a half-day event. So for this year, because the topic is communicate, or say the keyword is communicate, maybe it depends, if we don't have some if we don't have so many people respond the call for, maybe we just make a meetup in some space, maybe cafe room or cafes, if we have some sponsor, some strong or powerful sponsor, we can make maybe as a daily event. Start from morning and some free discuss communication in the afternoon. That depends because I'm waiting for a sponsor. Yeah.
And what
It's
is the
good.
date? Sorry, what is the date planned?
Oh, okay. If we have a sponsor to make it as a daily event, we can have more topic. For example, last year, we have maybe we can set up one topic for example, if a day event this year, we can set a topic for tag introduction
Mm.
and maybe in the morning, which means at night for US, or say in the afternoon, maybe means morning for the Europe. We can have some worldwide session online to have some guest session who give the topic in the first week of October. We can maybe have online session, or we just play the recording. So maybe we can plan one or two, but or maybe more to maybe up to 3 or 5 best practice from worldwide session. Uh, and meanwhile, maybe we can have some local sponsor sessions for 1 or 2. So that's going to be about 8 sessions, right? If we schedule half hour for the session, it's going to be, well, consider with tea break, it's going to be half day, right? So another half day session is planned to pick up by call for proposal if we decided to make a daily event, right? Maybe we can have a different kind of topic, reference to land space, for example, data center related or some device specific. Uh, for example, one of the topic, just for example, in incoming KubeCon is Kepler running on RISC-V, so running Kepler on edge device, right?
Mm.
So yeah, we can set up different topic, so that we can have you know uh morning and afternoon and some communications, maybe from 9 or 10 in the weekend, which lunch break maybe last continue to about 3 p.m. there. So it's
Okay.
nearly a day event, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I get the point.
but
Yes,
anyway, depends on the
sponsors.
sponsor.
Yeah. And which date are you planning? Like first week, second week, which approximately
Maybe third week, maybe
third week.
third week or first week
Oh,
of
okay.
October, because locally we have a 1 week vacation in the first week of October, because national
Yeah,
holiday.
national holiday. Yep.
And and the second week, uh, according to local vacation plan, in the second weekend, people have to go work. Well, that's the reason why we have a 1 week holiday. So that they land the the, the, they just land the weekend to the first week to make you a long holiday, and you have to back to work at the second weekend. So what makes the as early as possible going to be third week of September, and that's maybe November as same for last year.
Okay. Great. That is nice, and I hope you get these sponsors soon. And you said there is a blog post that you're working on. So you're still working on. What's the status of that?
Yeah. Tom's blog and the SAM metric blog, the blogs published after my translation PR been merged. So the blog for China, those things already, those two items at line 100 and 106 and 107 already merged and published at local social network already. Yeah.
And this one, I think, did you had a chat with Nancy on this?
Not yet. Maybe. Well, maybe. Uh, by the way, when will be the Sustainable Week session? So
That
I mean, this meeting is for tag session, and I know there is another session for
Yeah,
Sustainable Week.
I always join another sessions for specific for sustainability weeks. Maybe you can also join that. It will be on I'm sorry, how many hours you different from mine? In my case it's on Monday,
yeah,
11
there was
p.m.
one yesterday. Yes, there was one yesterday.
So it is going to happen on each Monday, 11 Japanese
Bi-weekly.
time, right?
Bi-weekly is like
Okay.
bi-weekly, yeah.
Bi-weekly. So the next session is going on
Next 2 weeks.
19 this week, right? 2 weeks 19, right?
Yes. By the way, I think you have you already joined the channels? The Tag and Cloud Native Sustainability Week. I think you're already there, right?
Yeah, I'm going to double check the schedule.
Yeah,
but,
Nancy's always post a link every day that we have a meeting. I mean, so yeah, you can confirm the time.
yeah, okay. I just make my personal calendar there, so I will try to join the session next time for the banner issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I also shared shared the event information around the personal network, also to some other community locally. And we also plan to have about maybe 3 or 5 minutes with the capture this 5 topic on coming KubeCon China. As the final round of call for sponsor, so maybe we are going to make the final decision before September to say how we are going for this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was just chatting with Nancy. There is an Excel sheet. I don't know if Google Sheets is something that is
Yeah,
available.
there's a Google Sheet that have a list of their shopper, I mean the local
Yes.
community, and we are
Yeah.
trying to reach out the community as much as possible. I'm also helping her as well. Like for example, today I connected to Vietnam's communities and Malaysia's community and Singapore's. And yeah, it turns out today we have one more local meetup, Joy, from Malaysia's. So I think this is a good way like to connect directly to their local community and share whether they knows about this thing. Most of the community is interested. They just doesn't know how to start.
Yeah, I think that is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I'm not sure she sharing the permissions for everyone or just only me to able to edit the column inside their spreadsheet. So like there is one column about reach or contacted. Like if you have a contacted or you want to help on contacting the peoples in that communities, maybe you put your name there to make sure that there will not be like duplicated communications. So yeah, it's one way to to help on this matter. I can put the link here, wait a minute.
Yeah, I have the link.
Oh, you
I
have
can,
the link, okay.
yeah, I can put that. I was just chatting with Nancy. She actually gave me the link. I can show you if doesn't work. This is the link. And just putting in the chat as well. So yeah, like yeah, so like Pang said, you can see, yeah, this is the column. Reached out or contacted. So you can see already reached out, reached, and you can fill in the names here. If there is any new chapter that you think you can collaborate with the community or help them out, then probably add an entry and fill out everything with respect to the chapter name, country, region, and URL and all the other fields in this. So yeah, rest of the things, I think best practices, again, I already provided an update. It's nothing which is in progress of working. Landscape document, again, nothing major happening over there. These are passing on. Sustainability learning path is paused. Sustainability week we have discussed, updated by Pang and Sayam. Kepler project CI. Do we have any planned presentations? I didn't see anything. So if we have anything, we can have that. I don't think we have any, right?
No, not for now. Yeah, I think we just come back from the meetings for the Kepler project 30 minutes ago with Sam. Yeah, there's still many things to discuss on the CI stuff. So
one thing which is happening is that in the main CNCF TAG sustainability meeting, I think there are talks to have a project sessions. Like every project kind of will give a short presentation to make things interesting, to make the call interesting and more learning experience for the people who join, so that everyone learns something new apart from the updates. If we kind of want, we can also do something similar to that, like for example, sometime talk about cube green, basically stuff from the landscape, right? Sometime we can talk on what is G profiler, and sit and talk for 15 minutes, or get someone to talk for 15 minutes. Cloud carbon footprint, influx data, carbon QL, Kepler being one, Cube Green, and some of the other toolings. And also, if any additional tooling you find online and you think, okay, this particular GitHub project looks interesting and we can, talk and share, that would also be good.
It is necessary to be in CNCF project, or
No,
it
no,
could
no,
be
no.
okay.
Not necessary to be in CNCF, but yeah,
Mhm.
be good to have an angle of sustainability, like tech and
Mm.
sustainability angle. So I don't think it should be mandatorily inside CNCF, but anything apart from CNCF should also be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we can check, right? Okay, yeah, this
Okay,
project
interesting.
makes sense. Yeah, this project makes sense. If it's not in CNCF, how can we use it in an effective way within the CNCF ecosystem? That can be an angle.
Hmm. Well, for Kepler, we do have some, well, maybe not something to present it, but I share the link for our repo.
Okay.
So could you please help me open the link to share it? Yeah. So the things as progress, maybe in this repo we start to, maybe you can pick up the first one, Kubernetes action. Yeah, you can pick up either one. So some are success and some are not. Well, it depends because it's under development there. So in this repo, some achievement as we can start with setting up a Kubernetes cluster, and then for through that Kubernetes cluster, deploy Prometheus, and also some Kepler on that, running some workload, and then publish some results there. Well, I don't suggesting you going to this kind of detail, because too detail, there's still a lot of enhancement points. As Pang said, we need to figure out and make it later. Also some, how to trigger it, how connect it with Kepler main project and the different Kepler project, like operator, like model server, like Helm chart, still under discussion. So yeah, so if we go to, so this some small tips or update from our side, because it's summer vacation in coming weeks. So yeah, so sometime yeah, so we need to wait for the summer, end of summer, everyone back to the community and get some update, or say make some decision for our next step, and make it in autumn, right?
Okay. Thanks for that. Anything else anyone wants to kind of discuss? Open for discussion. Arvind, you are new. Any questions you have, or anything you would like
Actually,
to ask?
yeah, actually, I have a question. So, I can do any contribute for this project?
Oh, yes. So Kepler is an open source project.
Okay.
And there are a lot of ways to contribute. So this is Kepler. Let me. So Kepler is the Kubernetes-based efficient power level exporter, and uses eBPF. And this is what the architecture kind of looks like. It uses the machine learning models, which can be offline or online, and then it queries it, polishes it, gets the metrics for per pod stats and maps it to the energy. Also, it lets you know how it maps the energy. Like there is no direct metrics which is there, like the counters and the capacitance and stuff like that. So it maps it in a way that it gives you the results on how the metrics for the consumption of the workloads which are there
Okay.
can be mapped to the energy consumption, and then that can be visualized with, you can see fancy Grafana dashboards and stuff like that. So that is one. And this is open source project, and you can definitely pick out some of the issues and try to contribute, whether to the documentation, whether to the code level contribution. And another thing that the Kepler team is working on the CI thing, which was just mentioned right now. This one, the actions. So this is another area where you can peek and I think I missed H, where you can peek and like work on the Kepler Metal CI. And this one is also an interesting project. So basically this is testing different CI and GitHub action pipelines and publishing the results. So right now they are doing it on Equinix, and they are setting everything from scratch, like Sam was mentioning, setting up the cluster and then getting Kepler installed, Prometheus installed, all the stuff which is happening. So you can see how you kind of do it. Yes, go ahead,
Yeah,
Sam.
yeah, sorry. So for this repo, is currently, well, for this year, Kepler project has a goal there to do some validation for the code. So, thanks for the community resources. So we are going to, use some sponsored environmental for CI to test. So we set up this repo for some, I'm not sure what's going on in the final, because we, some kind of dedicate this project. Currently for one kind is our proof of concept, our under development pipeline for final pipeline Kepler validation. Our admin is a good place for people to learn how to set up Kepler from the beginning once you get a Kubernetes cluster. So we have maybe in the coming future some potential roadmap is that we make this repo, or say how to refactor this repo, maybe part into Kepler action, which GitHub action for current Kepler CI running on GitHub action, because running on the VM is different behavior for the power metrics and power consumption with environmental, right? So and refactor part of the code into Kepler main branch or main repo. So all the things are to be decided. As I said minutes ago, we need to everyone back from summer vacation and to make the decision making. Yeah. So yeah, and other as Pang posted in Zoom chart, we also have for some other project, for example, model server to give when you're running, maybe not in the, well, it's actually different run mode of Kepler. Sometimes we use eBPF and power consumption APIs as APCL or APCI from Inter.
SCP, yeah. Or no, that is Rappel.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some
Yeah.
machines, like on the bare metals, we have the power meter, as Sam says, like the routers or the interface like ACPI. But the Kepler model server project is more like the case that we run on the public cloud VM that doesn't have such a power meter, and we have to estimate it from the power models. So these reports will like build the power models based on the Kepler metrics like CPU times and estimated the power consumptions from that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So mean. Yeah, Pang, go ahead.
oh no, I've already finished. Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, those all the components deploy on the Kubernetes, right? So obviously we have another repos like Kepler operator and Kepler firm chart for deploy Kepler on the Kubernetes. For those kind of deployment tools repo, maybe major focus on deploy Kepler on Kubernetes and is some kind of hyper infrastructure on on x86 on ARM, etc. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you both. So Arvind, like they both have mentioned, there are various ways where you can start contributing. So the first starting point would be definitely, yes, you became part of this call. You can also join other community calls of the different projects like Green Scraper. So you can see here, there are different projects. If I go back, yeah, comms working group, green reviews, green scraper, Kate's best practices, all these are different projects, and everything you will be able to find on CNCF Slack. So on CNCF Slack there are channels like the tag sustainability, so you can search for tag environment sustainability and join that. So be part of those meetings, a few of them, and then you can dive into one of the projects where you feel you would be able to contribute more. For example, if you are looking more towards the coding side of contributions, then definitely whatever Sam and Pang said, you can do those things. And then there are social media side of things in the communications, and then there are the documentation side of things as well. So different areas, depending on your skill set and will to contribute, you can choose where you would like to add.
Sure.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else anyone wants to bring up or discuss? If no, then we'll create the issue for 20th of August. So how we track Arvind is we usually create issues, because since everything is tracked on GitHub, so we do in this way.
Okay.
Anything that you want to discuss, you can add to the issues. For example, that was the previous edition, and like Sam mentioned, some of the pointers and updates. So if anything that you want, you can add to this particular issue. So this
Sure.
one is now for 20th of August. And I'm putting this in the chat and closing this one, because this is now almost complete. So, okay, if nothing more to discuss, I'll just stop the recording now. Stop recording.